Good afternoon and welcome to the Daily Briefing on KLAM and KCDV. It's Monday, April the 20th, 2020. And we have two guests for the price of one today. City Mayor Clay Copeland and Public Information Officer for the Incident Management Team, Kathy Renfeld, is joining us as well. Should be a very informative briefing. I want to remind you, these air in the 1 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8 p.m. hours on KLAM and KCDV. They are also archived on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Cordova TV. And Robbie told me something that I didn't realize, that if you want to be able to get our YouTube updates as soon as they post, you can subscribe to our channel and click after you, and this is free to do, by the way, when you subscribe to the Cordova TV YouTube channel, and then also click that bell, which is a notification bell that tells YouTube that you don't mind if they tell you when one of our videos goes up. So you are welcome to do those things, and you'll know practically as fast as we know when something is posted to the channel. Now, let's get on with today's Daily Briefing with Mayor Copeland and PIO Renfeld. Mayor Copeland and Kathy Renfeld, we have two guests today, and Clay, we're going to start with you. Kind of maybe review these areas where we are with these things that matter the most, the health of the community, safety in the community, of course, fishing, the harbor, the airport, there's all sorts of stuff. So just kind of give us an idea where we are and where we're headed.
You bet, JR. And as we start off the week on Monday here, I thought it would be good to answer a question that still people are asking, what's the city doing? Where's the city at? And I thought it would be good to give a recap just on the city's goals, I guess, driven by the community and the city council, of course. But first and foremost, health and safety. The health and safety of the Cordova residents is our top priority. And what we're doing is working to ensure that residents have the resources they need to stay safe and stay healthy. We're well prepared and working to address this pandemic. We're coordinating with our industries, the local businesses, and our community to prepare and quickly address any challenges that may arise through the season here. And we're committed to serving both the immediate needs through this pandemic crisis, but also to assure the long-term vibrancy of our community. And our city, as city leaders, we're skilled stewards of the community's health, safety, quality of life here in Cordova and our economy. And so I thought I'd do that little recap of Cordova's health and safety, and then maybe talk about fishing a little bit. Okay,
good. So how is that coming along?
Well, the fishing season, the primary season, of course, is our salmon season. We already have processors operating now. They've been processing ground fish and so forth. But most of the outside workers and outside Cordova fishing fleet comes in and starting in May. And as you know, Cordova has become famous, world-class famous for our fishing and our fish. And our economy and residents' livelihoods rely heavily on our fishing industry. The majority of residents holds commercial fishing permits or have someone working in the industry through harvesting or processing or support businesses here. And so while in other areas people are addressing this pandemic worldwide, that doesn't change what's happening with the fish themselves and with Mother Nature. The spawning cycle will go on. The fish will return. So from our perspective, the fishing season, the economy and the business impact is what we're asking, what everyone's asking, what's this going to look like? So we want to protect our citizens and support our fishing industry, but there's challenges this year. We're confident we can do both, but the priority, again, is the health and safety of the residents. At the same time, we appreciate and respect the fishermen who work out of our harbor, and we are committed to making this work. So we're not planning to close our community from the fishermen or from the fishing industry. However, we're taking precautions for the health and safety of our residents, as well as those who come to work here. The state has made it clear that it is going to have a fishing season this year. They're keeping fisheries open, and that fishermen are considered essential workers for the nation's food supply. So in our Area E, which is Cop River and Prince William Sound, fishermen have the right to fish those waters if they hold a permit. It's their choice where they fish and where they deliver their fish for processing. and our economy relies on them choosing our harbor to deliver. So we're coordinating with industry to address the safety concerns for the protection of their fishermen and our residents. The processors have been very proactive. They've developed rigorous plans to protect their workers in the community. For example, one processor is quarantining all their workers outside of Cordova for 14 days before they come to Cordova. And then after the quarantine, they're going to arrive on chartered flights. So from there, we have mutual aid agreements and requirements that we pose as the city. And we have additional protections in place at our harbor, at every boat, every business, and every person will have to follow those to keep us in Cordova safe. The essential workers, the fishermen who arrive by boat, are quarantined for 14 days, but they do have some work exemptions. For example, they can go to their boats, they can go get ready for work by patronizing businesses that are critical to their ability to fish, but they're not allowed to move freely about the city. And they can't move in and out of food establishments. They have to order out their food and are encouraged to order everything that they can. So that's kind of a review of health and safety in our fisheries.
Okay, and then as far as development of the mutual aid agreements, things with the airport, are we going to cover those things maybe later in the week, or is there any news on those fronts?
Yeah, I thought we'd cover those later in the week. We got an airport plan that's circulating and an organizational structure for that. And then the harbor plans have been circulating. That would be good for later in the week. And then we can remind people of the mutual aid agreements once the new website's up, and we can point them to it. And also, I expect that there's going to be a new mandate coming out on Thursday or Friday that we can talk about.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, Kathy, thank you for waiting patiently. And something that you have obviously been watching as a member of the incident management team and seen evolving is people wanting to have a role in protecting the community. And there have been pockets of volunteers that have done different things, and there's a desire on the part of the team, as I understand it, to kind of get everybody on the same page. So maybe address that a little bit.
Yeah, there are lots of volunteers in the community and concerned citizens in the community, and I think that the most success that we're going to find as a community is by the incident management team and the city staff and council and the citizens of the community all working together and all supporting each other. And I think one of the great ways to do that is by communicating with each other on ideas and collaborating. And there has been some of this going on, and I think that's really great. We have the Commercial Fishing Task Force. We have meetings every week with the essential businesses, to make, like the grocers and the hardware stores, to make sure that we are all on the same page with how to keep the community safe and what kind of things that the businesses can do to help that effort and how we can support them in that. And then there are just individual citizens and individual groups of citizens that are coming together to take action as well. And I think that the most successful way to do that is by communicating with the city and with the incident management team before you go ahead and move forward, so that we can make sure that we're not duplicating efforts, and so that we can make sure that we're all kind of sharing the most accurate information and having kind of consistent messaging. So one great example of that is somebody emailed us on the incident management team and said, hey, I'm really good at making websites, and I think it'd be great if there was just like one page of a website that was easy to read, that had all of the important information kind of all in one place. But I don't want to duplicate efforts, so I wanted to check in with you and just see if I could start working on that, or if I could help you with that. And I said, that's a great idea. We actually have the same idea, and we're really close to launching ours. So I would love you to have a look at it, and let's work, let's collaborate. And if you see anything that's missing, maybe you can help us fill in some missing pieces, but we're actually already on that. And they said, oh, great. And they were just happy to hear that. And then there was another citizen who contacted us and said, hey, I think it'd be a really great idea if there was like one sheet of paper that had bullet points of all the things that are mandated by the state and by the city, and all the things that are guidance that are out that are not necessarily mandated, but that are good ideas. If that was all on one sheet of paper, so that we can hand that out to people and people could see it. And I said, and they said, do you have something like that already created? And I said, we don't have something exactly like that, but that's a good idea. Why don't you send me what you're working on, and I'll take a look at it, and we can collaborate on it. And I think that's a great way to do it, so that we're all kind of working together, and we're not kind of duplicating efforts. And there's actually a lot of nuance to some of these things, too, so that we want to make sure that we're sharing the most accurate information. For example, every boat that comes into the harbor, if they're coming in straight from another community, yes, they need to quarantine. But if they have quarantined already on the water 14 days in between where they were and where they are now, then they don't have to quarantine once they get to Cordova if they can prove that they've already quarantined. So there are nuances to this. So we want to make sure that we're putting out accurate information that is going to be the most concise and the most easily understood.
Good. Well, and there is, I know you guys have been excited about this for a while, and we are very, very, very close to the launch of this new website. Is this going to, as you look at it and review it in its sort of beta form, are you getting the sense it's really going to be what people have been waiting for as far as getting information and communicating information? Is it coming together well?
I think so. I'm really excited about it. We're calling it the City of Cordova COVID-19 Dashboard. And it really is going to be, I think, a one-stop shop for all the information that people are looking for and all the ways to communicate that they're looking for. Included on the website, front and center, are those test numbers that everybody's really interested in, and case numbers. If we start to get cases, those will be front and center on the website. People will be able to see that really easily. And then there's some quick reference guides that you can go to right away, like, I'm a fisherman, I need to know info on that. Or I'm a business owner, I need info on that. Or what if I'm feeling sick? Or what are the quarantine rules? All of those are really easy to find, quick button resources, a lot of visual information, and then also a lot of words in there that can be easily searched through Google. So if people were to be, just on Google and saying quarantine rules, Cordova AK, bam, they'd be able to find that easily on the site. Also, there's going to be frequently asked questions on there that people can search through. And if they don't find the answer to the specific question that they're looking for, there is a contact form right on the page there where they can put in their question and it goes off directly to us. So I think it's going to be a great way for people to kind of interact with the information, be able to search through it and find it correctly and easily. And also there's going to be right after it launches, hopefully sometime, so it's going to launch today, Monday, which is very exciting, probably this afternoon. And we will post that to our Facebook page, our Cordova Prepared Facebook page, a direct link so that people can check it out. And then also that red banner at the top of the City of Cordova website, that button will start linking directly to the new page as well this afternoon. So it should be easy to find. And then later in the week, we're going to be continually adding more information to this website. And one of the things that we hope will be live later this week is a cross-platform friendly format for filling out those mutual aid agreements. And what I mean by that is, let's say you're on your cell phone and you go to this website and you need to fill out the form, but you don't have a printer. Well, you can, click on it on your phone and it'll pop up. You won't have to be trying to download it in a PDF version or anything like that. You should be able to just go in, start typing with your phone and sign it right there and turn it in. All on your phone. That's the plan. Good.
Well, I certainly hope it all comes together. Anything else for us today, Kathy, before we follow up with Clay quick?
Actually, there is one more thing that's kind of exciting. The website is actually going to have auto translation enabled so that if you don't speak English, you should be able to easily find and activate Spanish, Tagalog, or Russian for the whole site to be translated.
Wow, boy, it is nice to have that ability for that to work. So there, again, another good thought. And I know that's been a priority lately with signage and all of these things to try to provide for that. Mayor Copeland, anything in conclusion?
No, just over the weekend we saw that the numbers of people who are recovering are exceeding the numbers that are contracting. So what we're doing is working, so keep it up. Wash your hands, social distancing, masks, and be safe.
And as I'm sitting here, the latest DHSS press release came in and said that in the last 24-hour reporting period, only 2 new cases in the state. So Alaska seems to be doing a pretty good job, and I know Cordova wants to be right in line with that, with its effectiveness. Clay, Kathy, thank you both very much. Great to have you on today. Mayor Clay Copeland, Public Information Officer Kathy Renfelt from the Incident Management Team, two of the hardest working people in town right now. And we want to express our appreciation to them and the team and the volunteers, all working together to keep Cordova safe while supporting our very important fishing industry. Daily briefings are heard in the 1 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8 p.m. hours on the Clam and the Eagle, also archived on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Cordova TV. If you would like to be notified as soon as one of our programs is posted online, you can subscribe to the Cordova TV channel, which is free, and click the notification bell, which is also free. And then YouTube has some magic way it tells you when a new video comes up. So Robbie knows more about that than me, but he told me that's how it works. I'm going to take his word for it. Thanks again for listening, and we'll get our regular programming back underway on the Clam and the Eagle.